Hi everyone, today let's try to solve one problem which will help you level up your understanding on SQL aggregations. So let's look at the problem now. Here we have two tables. One is prices, which contains the price of the product over a interval of time. Let me give you an example about it. So let's say we have a shirt whose price was 100 in a month of March and it got increases to 200 in the month of April. So in this table, every product will have a start date and end date, that is the time range for a price. The second table is our unit sold table, which contains the product ID, its purchase date and the units that were sold. Now we want to write down a SQL query to find the average selling price for each product, and it also says that the average price should be rounded up to 2 decimal places. It says if a product does not have any unit sold, the average selling price for that product is assumed to be 0. Now let's look at the example table. So for product ID 1, the price is 5 from 17th of Feb till 28th of Feb, but it got changes to 20 in the 1st March to 22nd March. So when we'll calculate the total price of a particular product, we have to multiply price and units. Before doing that, we have to check the purchase date of a product, and it should be between the start date and end date before multiplying it with the price. And after multiplying the prices with these units, we'll take the average. Now let's write down the SQL query step by step. So first we'll join both of these tables. So we'll do the select star from prices as P, join it with unit sold as US. And now look at the on condition. It's the most important part of this code. So we'll do on. So generally we'll join these two tables based on the product ID, but in this case we also have to consider the purchase date. What should be the purchase date? In this case it should be within start date and end date of the table prices. So the first join condition will be P dot product ID, it should be equals to US dot product ID, and the second condition will be purchase date of unit sold table should be between start date and end date of the prices table. I hope that is clear to you. Now let's look at the output that we are getting. Now let's analyze this table. I think we got everything what we need in this table. So we need the price and units in an order, and those can be simply multiplied, and the purchase date is within the range also. Now let's modify our query. So instead of star, let's see what columns we need. We need the product ID. Let's do, okay, the product ID should be unit sold table because that is the purchase table. US dot product ID let's use the sum of prices and units. So before doing the sum of prices and units, we have to multiply them, correct? So inside the sum aggregation itself, we'll do the price multiply by units. So try to understand this function. So what this function will do, this function will go row by row. So in the row first, it will first multiply 5 with 100 and then do the sum. So it will be 100 multiplied by 5 plus 20 multiplied by 15. Okay, so we got our total price, and after that we need to divide it with the total quantity to get the average of it. So for that we'll use the sum of units. Call it as average price. And at the end, since we are using the aggregations, we have to use the group by us dot product ID. Now run the code. It's showing the wrong answer. Let's see. So we have another condition that average price have to be rounded up to 2 decimal places. So we'll use the round function, round of our average price, and it should be up to 2 decimal places. Now let's run it again. And the test case passed. I hope you like the video. Do hit the like button and subscribe it for more.